Hello friends, welcome back to GK Sports India YouTube channel. It's been quite some time since the Kumbi Jikku show was brought to you. We did the preview of the 3-match ODI series, and now we are here to review the ODI series which India won 2-1. It was almost a case of the team that won the toss won the match, which was the case in the second and third ODIs. It was almost the same case in the first ODI when South Africa fell short by just 17 runs. To discuss how the series went, what's in store for India in the future, the white ball living legends from India, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, and much more, K. Srinath, player-turned-umpire, and I will review the ODI series. Welcome, Sri. How have you been?
Thanks, Jiku. All good. A pretty exciting 3-match ODI series. Locked after the second ODI at 1-1, and India came out all guns blazing in the final ODI at Visakhapatnam. I would say a comprehensive victory. 10 overs plus a ball to spare and a victory by 9 wickets. I mean, it looked like it was a walk in the park. Absolutely fitting end to the final ODI, and we are around the corner to have one more exciting Skyball series, which is due to start off in the next couple of days. India teeing off against the Proteas in the T20 ODIs 5-match series. A fantastic performance overall by the Indians, and also equally the South Africans did really well. They did themselves very proud, barring the one game in the final ODI. I think they did give India a run for the money.
Did the India victory in the ODI series remove away the negative thoughts of the test loss 0-2 against the same team?
I mean, you can't say that it's erased the memories of the whitewash in the 2-match series which India played recently against South Africa. Well, at least per se in terms of the fan, the fans would certainly have been happy to see India back to winning ways and winning the series, and to see two of their favorite sons, the living legends who are only playing the ODI format as of today, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, do well. I think, yes, victory always tastes sweet. It's difficult to digest those defeats. But having said that, we are 9 months away from the next Test match series, which we are due to play in this WTC cycle. So obviously, post this victory, fans would have put the 2-0 loss in the Test match series at the back of their mind.
Certainly, like you said, the fans could not have asked for anything better. And when you have Virat Kohli almost scoring 100 in every innings, and Rohit Sharma too, proving himself like he has been the one-day king of world cricket. How good were Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma? Rohit Sharma should have got his first 100 of the series in the third ODI. He looked good for a 3-figure mark, but was out for 75. Virat Kohli just unstoppable. 200s back-to-back in the first two. And had the target been much more, who knows, he would have got a hat-trick of one-day tons, Virat Kohli.
There's a saying, form is temporary and class is permanent. I think it goes without mentioning these two players. I mean, I was one of the persons who was pretty vocal saying that will they be the same old Virat and Rohit when they play only this particular format? I think they have proven everybody wrong, because to remain physically fit is one side of it. Mentally fit also is easier said than done. But to stay in that space wherein you get that match time is the most important thing. And mind you, you're playing only one format. You come play series to series. Luckily, there was about 3 weeks gap from the last ODI series, which India played down under. So that wasn't too much of a gap. And again, India plays New Zealand in January, where again, the gap is pretty small for them to get back on road again. Having said that, I think their mindset has been tremendous. It doesn't, look by any stretch of imagination saying these two players have been away from the game for such a long time. The sort of tenacity they've shown, resilience. I mean, it signifies the sort of hunger they've still got within them. Just not to prove a point to the world. There's nothing left in them to prove to the world that, they are still around there. But the classy performances both of them put on the park, and the atmosphere in the team, especially when they were on the park. And this side looked totally regenerated. As you mentioned in the opener, there was no sign of that, remorse of the loss which they had in the Test match series. I think experience plus the sort of quality they bring to the table and the atmosphere in the change room, along with these two experienced cricketers, I think that makes a massive difference. And it rubbed off on the other players, and the results are there in front of you to judge.
Of course, and they are not getting any younger day by day, but the way Virat Kohli has been running between wickets, especially in the second ODI, running more than half his number of runs in ones and twos, and Rohit Sharma, the way he threw himself at the ball on the outfield and to win whatever the prize for the best fielder award, that's something that is they have maybe thrown the clock backwards and getting younger and younger by their performance on the field. What are the positives or what are the takeaways for India from this ODI series, keeping in mind the 2027 Cricket World Cup?
I think the first up is, to see the sort of physical fitness, mental fitness, and the sort of batting form the two legends are in. That is number one. And nice to see Jaiswal trying to find his feet still in the ODI format, trying to crack the crystal maze that exists in the one-day format, getting a brilliant 100 not out in the final ODI. And of course, the two fast bowlers were brilliant. Arshdeep Singh and Harshit Rana were brilliant in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj, which was a very good sign. Mind you, we played on three belters. The score line, is very significant, 300 plus in the first two ODIs, and because of India's quality bowling, they restricted South Africa to 270 in the final ODI. Otherwise, the economy rates were nothing less than 7. I think the excellent bowling performance of the two fast bowlers, and of course, Kuldeep was excellent in the middle overs, because I always mention ODI cricket is a template format where, if the team is even 10 for 2 in the first 2 overs, they can still end up getting 300, because batting becomes that much easier, after the first 10 overs. And Kuldeep was very effective. Maybe I would say a slightly off a couple of days for Jadeja in the second and third ODI. Otherwise, Kuldeep was excellent. And happy to see Prasidh run into form in the last ODI. Because basically he's got the potential, and certainly he should be given a run the whole of next year before the World Cup. And he certainly would be in the scheme of things. And because the World Cup is going to be played in South Africa, India would certainly, should have the luxury of carrying 5 fast bowlers in the squad of 50. So Prasidh stands a very good chance, and he corrected himself by bowling the stump line. The old saying of, you miss, I hit. That is what proved good enough for Prasidh. I think these were the takeaways. And of course, as always, KL Rahul's numbers are excellent in ODIs. And he did a wonderful job. A bit scratchy in the first game where he was not able to, get the connection right. But in the second ODI, he got a brilliant 50. 140, 150 strike rate. I think it all got all well for India because the top order did come good. And in the final ODI, Jaiswal also coming good. Overall, I thought, the positives were the fast bowlers, middle over bowling by Kuldeep, plus the top order batting. I think these were certainly the positives and the takeaways from the Indian perspective.
And certainly, Harshit Rana impressed in the first ODI, picking up the two left-handers, Ryan Rickleton and Quinton de Kock, in his first over. If not for those 2 wickets, maybe they would have chased down the target of 350 and more than 350, which was the case in the second ODI. South Africa chased in the last over. But then the future augurs well for Indian cricket. And like you mentioned, we didn't miss Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj, nor did the batting lineup miss the services of Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer, the designated captain and vice captain of the ODI team. So it's a problem of plenty once Gill and Shreyas are back into the scheme of things, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think forgot to mention Ruturaj Gaikwad, who's been, a warhorse in domestic cricket. He's made runs by the tons in Ranchi Trophy and in the List A format, which is the Vijay Hazare. Of course, he's got a proven record in T20 cricket in the IPL. It was very happy to see him run into form in the second ODI when he got a brilliant 100. as you said, I think these happy headaches should exist, wherein the sort of competition is there. So who's going to replace whom? When you have a fully fit Shreyas Iyer walk into the side, or you have somebody like Gill walk in, so who's going to be the fall man there? I think this sort of healthy competition is always good for the side, because there should be 2 or 3 places always in the open. There should be 5 or 6 guys vying for those 2, 3 spots in the side, which is a real good sign. And hopefully, we identify the proper pool of players moving forward into the 27 World Cup. Mind you, the wickets are going to be bouncy in South Africa, where the faster bowlers will have a major role to play. And also, the grounds are not going to be smaller. They're going to be as big as the ones in Raipur or in Ranchi, Vizag, a relatively smaller ground. So these are all things that has to be factored in. But overall, yes, a very happy headache, because when there are happy headaches in front of you, that's when strong decisions have to be taken, and hopefully the think tank, the management are prudent enough to get your best 15 when they move along into the World Cup.
Mentioned about identifying the pool of players who will be in the reckoning for this 27 World Cup. Where does this put Washington Sundar, who played the first 2 ODIs but missed the last one? Does he have a role in ODIs, keeping in mind the World Cup being played in the African continent?
Certainly he does, Jiku, because he's identified. I wouldn't say exactly as the replacement to Ravichandran Ashwin, but obviously in the longer format, when India plays at home, he's going to be your go-to man, not only because of his ability to bowl, but with his ability to bat well. He certainly will be in the scheme of things, and along with Akshar Patel also, who missed out on this series particularly. The reason I say is the clarity of role play is very important. When you have somebody like KL Rahul, whose numbers are amazing at number 5, why on earth would you bat Washi at 5 and KL Rahul at 6 in the first game? That's the question mark. That's a question that people would want to ask. If you have a Washi, because the flip side of it, we had multiple all-rounders play in a test match where it was not necessary. Your ODI and your T20 format needs that many all-rounders. So if somebody like an Hardik Pandya is fit enough and he is able to, go the distance and play the ODI format, nothing like it. Mind you, the 50-over format is a long game. Each bowler has to bowl 10 overs. You can't go in with 5 specialist bowlers, because certainly one of your bowlers is going to go on a half day. So whom do you substitute with that? In fact, there was a gamble which India took in the final ODI. Tilak Verma is a guy who can bowl you an over or 2 in T20 cricket, but bowling 5 or 6 overs from him in an ODI format, you can't expect that from him on his debut. India were lucky to get away, scot-free, because he had to just bowl 2 overs because Prasidh came good and Kuldeep was extremely brilliant. So Washi certainly would have a role to play, always fostered and nurtured in the next 12 months. Because India has got New Zealand, then they tour England, they've got a ODI series against Sri Lanka. So before the World Cup, I think India gets to play close to about 12 or 15 more ODIs. So how Washi is utilized, communication is sent across to him saying that what is his role in this team. So till then, there's going to be the sword hanging on the neck. But certainly Washi is very much in the scheme of things, and he certainly would be somebody, not certain, but would be a long shot on the tour to South Africa.
And all-rounders are invaluable, aren't they? Because 1983 World Cup, India won with a whole lot of all-rounders in the side. So did the Dhoni's men in 2011. So, of course, Washington Sundar and his all-round abilities will be a very, very key part in India's campaign in the 2027 World Cup. How close were South Africa into winning the ODI series? Because they were 17 short of the target in the first match, chased 358 successfully in the second, but came short in the third. How good were they, and where did they falter to miss out on the series win?
I think this particular Proteas setup, what we are seeing in the last couple of years, has changed a lot, especially per se in the terms of mindset, because they won the WTC championship, the women team making it to the World Cup finals, and South Africa lost to India in the finals of the T20 World Cup. They've had a terrific run in the last 18 months under the captaincy of Temba Bavuma, especially in the ODI and Test format. I mean, they've had some classy players, Adrian Markham, with his brilliant 100 in the second game. To me, the revelation was Breetzke, somebody who's not spent much of time in international cricket. Looks like somebody who's got a very, very a cool and calm head on his shoulders. The way he planned the chase in the second ODI and just lost it by 17 runs was something fabulous. I think Ryan Rickleton was off form, and even Quinton de Kock in the first ODIs didn't fire. He came back to form with 100 in the final ODI. So I think this side looks a very potent one, and mind you, they're going to play at home. And somebody like Deval Brevis, again, surprised to see him languish at number 6, 7 in this batting order. He should be somebody who should just at least be batting one notch up, wherein he gets to bat a lot of overs. Exciting talent, hits the long ball, and those no-look sixes are something amazing. Just puts his head down and hits the long ball, doesn't even bother to see where the ball is going. He's pretty sure that the ball is out of the park. And mind you, they've missed out the likes of Rabada, who would be more than a handful when he gets back to the ODI side. Look, if somebody like Christian Stubbs, who's a renowned white ball cricketer who plays franchise cricket around the world in T20, is not able to break into this South African side, it shows the sort of quality and talent they have. Certainly, they gave India a run for the money and a very well and keenly contested series. And with the sort of form South Africa is in and the sort of cricket they've been playing in the last 18 months I've been mentioning, they are going to be a force to reckon in the home World Cup in 2027.
Interesting. You mentioned the contribution of Breetzke, who is one of those cricketers who quietly goes about his business, scores 50s on a regular basis, and is more than a handful in the outfield, making those saves, picking up those catches, and quietly going about his business without being making a huge noise about himself. Overall, Sri, India's performance, and especially Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, one cannot but believe that they will be on the flight to South Africa in 2027 and try and win back the World Cup for India, isn't it?
Well, it's unfinished business, at least for Rohit, because Virat was part of the 2011 World Cup winning team, so he knows what it feels to be a World Cup winner in the ODI format. I think could be unfinished business for Rohit. Again, I would say, the quality, the form is a second skin to them. It's all about in what mental space and what sort of physical shape they stay in, and keeping fingers crossed. I think going by the current form, the way they are playing, I think they'll be number 1 and 2 on the list when India makes it to the World Cup in South Africa. Having said that, Jiku, cause of concern has been India's ground fielding, also adding to the woo of the due factor. India cannot afford to hide 4 or 5 fielders in the playing 11. It was Arshdeep Singh, Harshit Rana, Kuldeep Yadav, and to an extent Washington Sundar. How many people, including Jaiswal, how many people in a team of 11, take away the keeper and the bowler, 9 out of 9? If you're going to hide 4 or 5 fielders in the outfield or in the inner circle, it's going to be a tough call. No excuses for Dew coming in, but India has to certainly kick themselves up and, become certainly a better fielding unit. We certainly are known to be one of the better fielding sides in World cricket. The way South Africans field, Australians, the Kiwis, always known for their fielding prowess. India is not far behind them, but this is one area where India, were a big letdown, and the reason for India losing the second ODI, I would say, was not because of batting or bowling. It was because of sloppy fielding. There were 10, 15 runs they just gave away on the field in the end, which made a huge difference. So that's one area where India would certainly like to, improve upon moving forward, and of course not get complacent on what they've done with the bat and ball.
Brilliant, and the team can only get stronger with the return of Shreyas Iyer and Shubman Gill. Now, it's 50 overs format done and dusted, 20 overs coming up, world champions against runner-up, 5-match T20 series. How excited are you?
I mean, this Indian T20 squad, gives me goosebumps. The sort of cricket they play is, it's like a lottery actually. Especially when I see Abhishek Sharma walk out to face the new ball. He just runs down the pitch. It could be a Shaheen Shah Afridi, it could be a Marco Jansen, it could be a Rabada. I mean, the uncluttered mindset, and the sort of thought process they are in, the way they want to express themselves, the brand of cricket they are playing, which is being named as Skyball. Like what is baseball related to the England cricket? T20 brand of cricket which India is playing called Skyball. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, we're going to have quite a few different set of players walk into this T20 squad. Of course, we are having Bumrah back in the side. It's going to be really exciting. Of course, certainly we'll miss the vintage batting of Rohit and Kohli, and we would again have a look at them in the Indian Blues in January 2026 when they turn out against the Kiwis. But otherwise, again, if we find a inform or fit Shubman Gill, again he would don the role of the opener along with Abhishek Sharma. Again, the only thing that comes to my mind is what is the communication they're going to send across to either a Sanju Samson or a Jitesh Sharma. That's the one question that's really lurking high on everybody's mind. We are hardly away from the 2026 T20 World Cup that's going to be held in India and Sri Lanka. That's a call that the selectors have to zero in on pretty quickly. And as I said, communication is the key. How they communicate this to the players and let them know about what their role in the side is. That's going to be very crucial.
And also back into the squad is Hardik Pandya, who will be a vital cog in India's fortunes, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think Hardik is a very, very important, cog in the wheel. As you mentioned, he gives the cushion of India playing only two fast bowlers because he can double up and bowl you those at times 4 or 2-3 frugal overs. He's got the knack of picking up wickets. And of course, his batting in the middle and lower middle, I think he is as good a finisher as anybody in T20 cricket. And, he's a full package that gives you that much more ammunition in your artillery. He's somebody who can just take the game away in a couple of balls. T20 cricket is about 120 balls. So it's just a matter of 4-5 balls wherein Hardik can just turn the table around. I think he's going to be very, very important. And he has to be monitored well. He has to be taken care of well. And he himself has to take care of his physical skill set properly and his fitness part of it, because he's going to be very, very important in the run into the World Cup 2026.
Hopefully, Hardik Pandya and the rest of the Indian team stays fit, not only for the T20 series, but till the end of the T20 World Cup to be played in India and Sri Lanka early next year. On that note, thank you, Sri. Thank you very much, and see you soon at the other end of maybe a couple of T20s or maybe the series. Have a nice weekend. Take care and stay safe. Thank you, viewers, and do subscribe to this channel. Do share and do write in your comments how you like this and what you need, what you think we need to be discussing more on cricket. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sri. Take care. Bye-bye.